Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 21 of Geeklirious. I am your host, Brian, joined by my ever-so-faithful co-host,
Mike.
And yeah, we're going to be talking some Jessica Jones Season 2 today.
Mostly. We got some news, too.
Got some news. First off the bat, some sad news. Mm-hmm. We got word that Stephen Hawking, famed scientist, physicist, world-renowned, kind of all-around awesome person, passed away.
Yeah. Super sad news, but he lasted a good long time, way more than anyone expected him to, right?
Yeah, he had ALS, I believe. That's Lou Gehrig's, right?
Which, crazy, Jessica Jones, one of the characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spoilers.
Yes.
I didn't mention him, but yeah, super sad news. Stephen Hawking, R.I.P.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, they knew him from, like, the Big Bang Theory and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess, he's not, like, a movie star or anything, but, super important to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
As fans of science and whatnot.
Yeah, no, in the geek, nerd community, he was kind of a bit of a legend, a god of sorts.
Yeah.
And, his books, obviously, bestsellers and widely respected. So it's gonna, terrible loss for the science community. But,
his work lives on though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is great. His, everything, he spent a lot of time doing as much as he could with, with what he had, so really, inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely. He, hopefully, like you said, his work lives on, and people take his work and expand on it, and the scientific community.
And they have, and he even saw some of that. Like he was, he was a genius. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, being able to do what he did with his disease, it's extraordinary.
Yeah, and he said we have to leave Earth. We need to expand. So
yeah.
I'm all about colonizing other planets.
Yeah, well, at the rate we're screwing up this planet, we gotta get on that.
We have to, yeah. All right. But but we got news.
Yes.
We got news besides that.
So, did you want to open it up, Mike?
I do. Yeah, I do, actually. We got some good news. New gods from DC, the DC property, the comic, Jack Kirby, the creator of that back in the day. They're making a movie, apparently, tied into the DC universe. I don't know how much about it. I didn't personally read those books. They're way ahead before me, so it looks cool though.
Maybe
I don't know how they're gonna. They've already introduced some of the Mother Box stuff in Dawn of Justice, right?
Yeah, actually, it was pretty prevalent in that.
Yeah,
like the whole. Well, not wait. But that was the Justice League movie, right?
Yeah,
that was supposed to be Dawn of Justice. For some reason, I was thinking of Man of Steel. Wait, Dawn of Justice was Man of Steel, right? Was it Batman versus Superman?
Was it?
Yeah, no.
What's the Justice League?
I think it was just called Justice League.
It wasn't called Dawn of Justice?
No, that was Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. Because it was like the beginning of the Justice League.
So Justice League is just Justice League?
I think so, yeah. I don't think there was a subtitle on it.
Oh, well, that's more news that we've uncovered.
No, one of the main plot points in Justice League was revolving around these Mother Boxes. So, maybe there'll be a tie-in with the New Gods.
New Gods, yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, if they do some cool space stuff, like, I guess maybe that's why, because they see Marvel, hitting home runs as far as, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and the cosmic aspect of Marvel. They've been hitting it out of the park, so DC wants some of that, I guess. Introduce some new characters. Hey,
I was going to say that.
Do something with it, right?
Maybe DC might be better off with a more unknown character being able to kind of bring it into the mainstream. Similar.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So that's super cool.
You had something.
Yes. Right? So, Mike, did you hear that they announced Black Panther 2?
I did.
And
we talked about that a few shows ago, that Marvel announced a few unknown titles, and I I guess that obviously Black Panther, they were going to come out
Right.
with the second one. So yeah, now we know.
Yeah, especially the major hit that it was. I think it's
hit still going.
It hit some milestone recently. I didn't exactly catch what it was, but like only 20 movies in existence have hit this like milestone.
I'm sure it hit 1 billion by now.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy, but yeah, just that was some just cool little tidbit of news. Nothing to really expand on there.
Do you have any like hopes about what's next for us?
You know what? I don't really know too much about the comic, so
just like from not even knowing anything, like who do you want to see from the first? Like, do you want to see more like people from the first one? Like, do you want to see more of his sister or?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the relationship between his sister and him. They had that, that almost like a sibling rivalry, but not really a rivalry, just like a teasing kind of thing.
More of Ross.
Yeah, no, I love Martin Freeman. He's great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd really
more of.
I was about to say I'd like to see more of Michael B. Jordan and Andy Serkis.
Spoilers, man, easy. But yeah, I would have loved to see that. Maybe we could, in some flashback sort of way.
Could be. But yeah, no, that's it's really great to see that the movie's getting another property. We kind of saw this coming.
One of my favorites already, even though it's new, and maybe that's why it's so fresh in my mind. I'm saying it's better than, but it's one of my favorites. I don't know as far as top 5 or not, but it's up there.
I would say it's number 5 for me.
Yeah. But did you hear, Brian, that Spike Lee wants to direct a Night Watch movie?
Yeah, that's kind of
Marvel's
crazy.
Night Watch movie, I should say. Not like anyone knows the character. He looks like Spawn. I don't know the character. Yeah. I never read any of it. I've seen his books before. I don't know. He looks like Spawn.
He looks like Spawn. All right.
That's most of what I know. I don't really know too much about him.
I wonder who came first. If he was kind of like a retaliation of sorts to
I believe
Spawn.
It was. Yeah,
that would make sense. I'm interested in Spike Lee though. He is a bit of I don't want to say radical, but he's very politically charged. His movies. You ever see any Spike Lee's movies, like Do the Right Thing, anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like Spike Lee.
Yeah,
a lot of his work. Yeah.
His work is very good, and he's very good with dialogue.
Yeah.
He's very snappy, very witty dialogue. So, you know if he's writing the movie or just directing it?
That I don't know.
Be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I hope it goes through because, sometimes with these directors like Edgar Wright and people that have a vision, sometimes that doesn't necessarily mesh well with what Marvel's doing necessarily.
Yeah.
We saw that with Edgar Wright and Ant-Man and I think other people.
Joss Whedon,
yeah, he had
creative
trouble.
Differences.
Yeah, definitely some creative differences.
That's kind of like the blanketed statement, right? They release like, someone's not getting along. Oh, we had creative differences.
Yeah, no, everyone's fine. Everyone's still friends. Just creative differences,
We're besties.
You saw him pulling his hair out, but it's just creative differences. Don't worry about it.
We're besties. It's cool.
But yeah, Night Watch is. I mean, it could be cool. Spike Lee doing his thing. I
wonder what umbrella it's going to be under. Who owns that? Is that Disney? Or because I can't see Disney hiring Spike Lee, but then I don't know.
It's Marvel, yeah.
I guess it's true. Well, it could be like one of those random, like it could be like Fox or Sony that owns the rights to it. Because they do own some rights. I just don't know which is which and who belongs to who. It's all still confusing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I don't know about that, but yeah, we'll see. I guess it's super early. I don't even know if this is really going to happen.
No, yeah, it's still up in the air, very much in limbo.
Who knows if it even should? I don't know how good of a character that really is, but I guess maybe Spike Lee wants his own Black Panther. He's kind of. I guess he's like, damn, Black Panther made this much and I kind of missed out on that because I'm sure he probably had an opportunity to do Black Panther.
I know that who's the guy who did Blade? Not like directed the movie but played him. Was Wesley Snipes, right?
that played him?
Yeah, it was Wesley Snipes,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Snipes.
I was having a brain fart. I heard that he wanted to play Black Panther, but by the time the studio actually got around to making it, he got too old.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they've been trying to do a Black Panther movie for a while, supposedly.
Yeah. I couldn't have seen. I think they waited till the right time. The special effects were available. You know, it would have came out cheesy. I feel like if they attempted something like this back then.
What, like in the 90s?
Yeah, it would have ended up looking like freaking Catwoman from Halle Berry.
Yeah, I think they could have done it. It wouldn't have been the same. It definitely wouldn't have been the same. They could have done a more. I mean, they could have done something with that in the 90s, but I don't think it wouldn't have been how it was.
Yeah, no.
That would have been cool at one point, but yeah, Wesley Snipes went crazy, didn't he?
I think so. Anyway.
Who knows? I love Wesley Snipes. I want to see him in more stuff. But, Black Panther, no. I love Black Panther how it was. I think,
Chadwick Boseman
came out perfect.
Yeah,
I think Chadwick Boseman is perfect for it. Yeah.
So, Mike.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Deadpool 2 had some reshoots?
Yes, I heard that. 'Cause, didn't they say, wasn't there some rumor about it being, like, there was some negative reviews, like, from
something
a screener?
about that.
And, then I heard that was all BS, that it was from just, like, one guy that heard about it from another guy. So,
yeah,
who knows?
They grapevined it.
Reshoots happen all the time, and what are they? They're adding more cable?
Yeah, so essentially, from the test screenings that they had, the audience recepted really well to...
Because Cable's awesome.
Yeah, Cable and Domino.
Yeah, Domino's great. Love Domino, but Cable. He's awesome. He should have his own movie. Even more so than Deadpool. Because I like Deadpool, don't get me wrong. But I love Cable.
You know what? And if this movie does well enough and Cable is as popular as it seems, he very well could get his own movie. Whether it be a prequel or a sequel or a spin-off or something. You know, I'd love to see it.
I really hope, now that they're gonna put more Cable in it, I mean, give him his own movie. He's awesome. Cable was just great. And I was never really, growing up, I wasn't a huge Cable fan. But now, maybe his new current run, I've been reading a lot, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so, really excited. I know I speak for both of us when I say that.
Josh Brolin, great.
Yeah, just Deadpool 2 in general. I just can't wait, you know.
Yeah, super.
I can't wait.
I really like Deadpool. And
that trailer that dropped got me so excited for it, you know.
That was so fun.
Seeing TJ Miller and the old blind lady, and it's great.
Yeah, all the, yeah.
They had the cab driver.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what stems from that, whether it be a Cable or give me a Domino movie too.
Yeah.
Give me all that. X-Force, give me all that. I'll gobble that down.
Absolutely.
But no Dark Phoenix. That looks like trash, bro.
We'll see. I know. I really do like the new run of X-Men movies better than the past run, like...
Well, not Apocalypse. That was horrible.
Apocalypse was pretty bad, but... It wasn't...
Before that, though, Days of Future Past and First Class.
First Class and Days of Future Past were great. I still think, though, that Apocalypse was a better movie than X3. I would rather watch Apocalypse than X3 any day.
I don't know.
I would.
They had Kelsey Grammer's Beast, which was great.
That was a good casting choice, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. It was just hilarious for me. It was kind of good casting, but it was just so... I was like, Frasier in blue.
Yeah, like...
Oh, man.
It's odd. It's an odd choice.
Yeah. I don't want to see either of them ever again.
Alright. Did you want to... Oh, did you want to talk about... we had a bit of gaming news, right? Did you want to talk about Fortnite a little bit?
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get you to play Fortnite. Still nothing, but...
I've just been playing Zelda, man.
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild.
Fortnite coming to mobile devices now?
So what does that even mean? Is that like, I'm getting it on my Switch?
Coming to an iPhone near you?
Or that sounds like an iPhone thing, right?
Yeah, I believe them saying, if it was gonna be a Switch thing, they'd be like, hey, it's coming to Switch. Aren't you happy? But no, I don't think it's going to. It's going to be mobile, which is iPhone and
3DS?
Android. Yeah. Yeah, that's how Nintendo would do it. Yeah, get something like it.
I don't know. Are there any other, like, PSP?
The Vita, nothing
Vita?
is coming out on the Vita anymore, unfortunately.
But yeah, no, we just talked about Fortnite a bit, last week's episode. And, no, that's, it's just funny that got announced that it's coming to mobile devices. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure my little brother will be playing on his iPad. I know. That sounds terrible, doesn't it?
I don't know that's like a really weird game to have on mobile.
It is.
Unless, were they going to change the gameplay to a puzzle match 3? Like,
dude, you should see this kid. My little brother plays Minecraft on the iPad like it's nobody business. Like, I've never seen somebody control an iPad so fluidly like that.
With Minecraft?
Yeah, dude, like, it's insane.
That makes sense for Minecraft because it's a slow game, though.
Yeah.
You're just building and...
Yeah, I can't imagine. I've seen some... I haven't played...
frenetic shooter like that is gonna be ridiculous.
No, it's like trying to play Doom or something on an iPad.
Yeah, weird, very weird.
I actually played Duke Nukem on an iPad.
Which Duke Nukem?
3D.
Okay, yeah, the good Duke. Okay, well, that makes sense, I guess.
I don't know. But it, like I said, it's a bit slower paced than like Doom or
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely an odd decision, and I haven't played Fortnite from the gameplay I've seen from it.
Yeah.
I can't see it lending itself too well to mobile, but I guess we'll see.
Who knows? Yeah, I haven't even really read too much about it, so who knows what's going to happen with that. I do like Fortnite, though.
April's coming up. Maybe it's an early April Fool's joke.
You might be right about that, maybe, because it really it really should be. If it's not, it should have been. But, yeah, that's that.
So you want to get to our main attraction?
Yeah. Jessica Jones time.
So yeah,
Season 2.
Yeah, just a quick reminder. This will be a spoiler-filled review, so if you have not seen the entirety of Jessica Jones 2, Season 2, you might want to skip this, or if you don't care, just listen on anyway.
We've been doing this show, and it's just really hard to not spoil things.
Yeah.
We don't want to beat around the bush, so we're just warning you ahead of time. We will be talking about all the goodies.
Yes. So, who wants to start this thing off? So,
well, let's just get a quick your thoughts then, for the people that want to tune in before we start spoiling everything.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so general thoughts.
Overall,
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was not nearly as good as season 1 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It borderlined a bit boring on certain times. There's a lot of downtime, a lot of exposition and talking scenes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I do like, slower paced stuff. I don't mind that they changed around, comic book material, or that it's not like comic book-esque, but it was just a little too slow for me at parts. But I will say that the acting, absolutely incredible, especially by, I guess you can call her the villain, Alyssa is her name.
Yeah.
And, she's very, the actress who played her, very good. And, I loved Carrie-Anne Moss's portrayal as, what's her name? Jerry Hogarth. She was just phenomenal. And honestly, the writing, the acting was very good. Just very slow paced. And I didn't like the fact that, this really isn't a spoiler, but there really wasn't like a clear-cut villain in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, if you have to compare it from the first season, Kilgrave was such a fantastic villain that I felt like not having a quote-unquote like main villain, kind of left a bit of a hole. And it kind of like, it lacked an urgency a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, it was enjoyable. I did not hate it. Did not like it nearly as much as the first season.
Okay. Yeah. I think I like it more than the first season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how it's not perfect, no, but I like it jumps into like a lot of you get to see a lot of range. I think you get to see a lot more range with Jessica Jones and even her side characters Malcolm and Trish Walker and all that stuff. I liked they went through things. It wasn't just they were one note characters. I feel like they developed a lot all in their own ways.
Yeah.
And I liked you said the villain. I actually liked that. I like Jerry Hogarth. She's just amazing. She's probably my favorite thing about the show. Maybe.
You thought Jerry was the villain?
No,
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
she kind of is, a little bit.
She's kind of.
She has villain tendencies.
Yeah, sort of.
But isn't really a villain, because you kind of feel for her, like her struggle.
Yeah. So, all in all, I really liked it. Still not... I don't know if it's better than Punisher. I don't know if it's better than Daredevil, but it's close. It's definitely up there. I really liked season 1 of Jessica Jones, and I think they topped it. Well, getting into spoilers now for everyone, not...
Yeah, you got the gist of what we felt for it.
Yeah.
So spoiler time.
The Purple Man stuff, Kilgrave.
Yes.
We only saw a little bit of him.
That was okay. That was okay.
Yeah, I like how, they didn't overdo it. But I like how he was, even when you didn't see him, like, you still, like, saw, like, even, like, with the colors that they chose, like, in the cinematography, like, there was a lot of purple. And, her color, like, that's, like, in the show, and it's, like, and it goes so deep, because that's the color, because that's Kilgrave's color, and, like, everything he did with that. And,
yeah, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the... Jessica Jones' new neighbor, the new superintendent or whatever,
Oscar,
the supervisor, yeah, Oscar. And Vito, yes, yeah. I actually wrote down their names here, so I didn't forget. He was painting a lot in purple.
Yeah,
and I kind of was maybe thinking he had a bit of a kill switcheroo. Yeah, exactly. But that turned out not to be the case, or maybe it still could be. You never know. Maybe they could be setting that for season 3, like a total, like switcheroo, but the Kilgrave parts of, season 2 were by far, I think, my favorite parts. I loved seeing David Tennant back. And
when he was singing, Patsy's song.
Yeah, that was
Cray
great.
I lost him, and that stuff was
funny.
Was
really funny.
Yeah.
But
really good.
I will have to say though, a couple episodes back, when we talked about Jessica Jones season 2 and the trailer that came out, I was very spot on when I talked about how Kilgrave is going to be similar to the way that Joker was in Batman Arkham Knight, where he was kind of like in her head and talking to her almost like a part of herself, and I thought that was fantastic. I don't know if we mentioned that or not yet, but like Kilgrave wasn't actually he was more like a figment of her imagination.
As far as we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's how they're gonna do it, and I feel like that makes sense. I know in the comics he gets resurrected or whatever. He comes back multiple times, but I kind of like how they did it. I mean, it sort of makes sense. Like, he was a prominent figure in her life, regardless of the negative stuff and while it was pretty much all negative, but you can't help but love the Purple Man.
No, he was my favorite part of season 1, and seeing him back in season 2 really made me realize how much I missed him from season 2.
And when I saw what's her name, Alyssa, I liked the Dr. Kozlov. I liked him a lot. I wasn't sure about her, though.
Who's that? Dr. Carl?
Yeah, Carl. Kozlov.
Okay.
Wasn't that his name?
I thought they said his name was like Malice or something
like
that.
Yeah, Malice. Okay. Kozlov's the one that died. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
okay.
Carl Malice.
Carl Malice. That guy. I liked him a lot. I didn't know how I felt about the Alyssa, I guess.
I'll be straight up.
No spoiler. Jessica Jones' mother.
Yeah, we find out, so essentially, the whole plot of the second season revolves around Trish and her, I guess, investigation into IGH.
Her fiend cravings for power.
Yeah. It was very Trish centric season. Yeah. And like I was fine with her. I was fine with her in the first season. This season I literally could not stand her.
Really?
She was just a horrible goddamn person. Like, I could not stand her.
Really?
Yeah.
Even, like, towards the beginning of this second season?
Yeah, towards the beginning, yeah, that's whatever. She was just trying to help out Jessica, but once you realize that her whole motivation is literally just getting Jessica's powers because she's jealous of her?
Yeah.
Like,
she wanted to do good, man.
No, there's other ways you can do good, and I wrote this down. A perfect example, the one person who was not in this goddamn show, Claire, did not show up. Rosario Dawson was not in this. And she is, I think, just as important as any of the other 4 superheroes, and she doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
But you know what? She's smart, and she uses her wit and her knowledge to get through tough situations, and Trish is a freaking jerk and a stupid face, and I don't like her, and she's like a horrible person. I could not stand her for the majority of this season. Just, I don't know. I could even make a case that Trish is the bad guy of the villain of the series, of the season at least.
Yeah, well, No, I don't think so. I mean, she did have that. She's gonna redeem herself. I know now that she is the cat.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. So did we ever see her use her powers?
Yeah, at the end.
At the end, right?
With the cell phone.
With the cell phone?
Yeah. At the end of the show, she gets done getting reamed out by Jessica or whatever, probably you're not my sister anymore, blah, blah, blah. She's going to the elevator and she's like on her phone and she drops it, but she catches it with her foot and like pops it up and grabs it.
Okay, I think I missed that. See, it was so subtle. It was like a blink and you miss it moment. Yeah. I might have like looked down to grab a bag of chips or something and looked up and missed it.
Knowing you, yes.
I'm really bad with that. Like I probably checking my phone while she's in her in the elevator doing like acrobatic stunts.
I really like the cat, and I'm confident in she did have that. I felt like you needed her character to fill that that kind, like she's the friend, but she has her own motivations as well. Like as much as she wants to help, she can't.
That's one thing I can agree with you with that I don't think I mentioned in my initial statement. Yeah. The character development was pretty much flawless.
Everyone too.
Yeah.
Even with even in like the short times like when with the guard, the black woman that took over for Dale when he got offed.
Yeah.
Like, she had a small, small, quick role, but, like, you got development from her. Like,
yes, you were invested in her character.
Yeah,
and she was nobody.
Yeah, nobody. I don't even think we know her name.
She probably said it quickly.
Possibly. But, she mentioned her daughter and, like, how she calls her every day. And, like, is it with that, great scene between Alyssa and her, you never stop being a mother, right? And she's like, no, you never do.
Yeah, no, that
really was... touching stuff. I really liked it. I didn't like... The music was kinda, I mean, I didn't really notice the music too much.
No, I didn't either.
I feel like the music is more a part of, like, Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Like, that whole feel, like, when the music was just superb and that. Even with Iron Fist had some really good music, too.
Yes, it did.
It had a lot of the Asian influence, but a lot of New York stuff. And, yeah, Luke Cage's was just spectacular with all the Harlem music that was going around and stuff. But, the music was good. What else?
So, I wanted to mention something. So, there was a couple different, like, themes and motifs within the show. So there was definitely a, like, mother-like-daughter motif, and this is definitely more...
But even a mother, like a daughter-father thing, too. I mean, with Malice kind of filling that void, because they did kind of get married. She was like a...
Right, no, I see where you're going with that, but what I'm going to say is I'm more focused on... So, you had Jessica and her mom, and then you had Trish and her mom, who also, I hate her mom as well. So, the whole Trish family, the Walker family, they can get out of that show. I wouldn't even care. So, yeah, no joke.
She's funny, though.
Who is?
Trish's mother.
No, she was annoying.
Well, yeah, but exactly. That's like,
but not funny annoying.
That's her role.
Funny annoying is Kilgrave singing "Cray Cray."
No, because that was annoying. I want that as my ringtone now. Like, that's just great.
But so they were definitely like a bit of like that, like symbolism with like the mom and like mom like daughter. Mm-hmm. Like Jessica's mom is very angry, so is Jessica, and they both have the powers and
an attitude.
Yeah. So one of my biggest problems with the show is that I don't know even how to explain this. So Jessica's mom has powers, right? And she was in the same car accident as Jessica, and they both got powers from IGH.
Yeah.
Her mom is shown to be pretty goddamn mentally unstable. Like, she flips a switch, and she is, ballistic. She even goes as far as to, they had a really great flashback sequence with Jessica Jones and her boyfriend. We find out that the boyfriend, gave her trademark jacket.
Yeah. And
she was really in love with him. And her mom, who was following Jessica, kills this guy.
Well...
No, she kills him.
Yeah, well, yeah, she does.
She slams his head up against the wall.
Over, like, his why, though.
Yeah. She killed him because she thought that he was...
using her.
Like, using her.
He was.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. There's a bit of a gray area. But still... She killed him, and Jessica loved him, and that really royally effed her up inside. And that really could...
Even though she was already, but yeah, even more so.
Even more so, yeah. So the whole thing is that later on in the series, Jessica helps her mom escape, and they're going on the run together, and they have this whole mother-daughter like crime-fighting duo thing going on for like half an episode. And they save the burning family in the car. Mm-hmm. And Jessica never learns that her mom killed her boyfriend. And then we're supposed to feel bad for the mom when, spoiler alert, even though we've already said that a bajillion times, Trish Walker shoots her goddamn mom on the Ferris wheel, blows her head off. Yeah, it was.
Well, that's because she's the cat now.
Yeah, no, she's got better agility and precision. And, yeah, but the whole thing is that we're supposed to feel bad for her mom. But no, I don't feel bad for her mom.
You didn't feel bad for her
Not at all, because she's a psychopath.
She's a victim. She had brain damage.
It doesn't matter. She still killed her boyfriend. She kills so many people during that show. She kills so many people.
Yeah.
It's insane. She kills freaking, we didn't even talk about what's-his-face, the speedy guy.
Wizard.
The wizard. She kills the wizard, and then she kills a bunch of other, like, leads that Trish has on her story. Like, I don't feel bad for her at all, because she's a psychopath.
Oh, that's like blaming the Hulk for smashing stuff, He knows not what he do.
I don't know, I think that's totally different. Hulk is, like, a different person. Like, she knows what's going on.
I don't know, cause, she was talking, when she's in that, she's like a Hulk. I mean...
I guess, but I don't see, Hulk Hulk refers to himself as, Hulk, not puny Banner. There's a difference, and he's aware of the fact that there's a difference. The mom just goes into a freaking psycho rage mode and just kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then, alright, anyway, so that was just one of my issues with the story, was that I felt like you were supposed to feel bad for the mom, but I didn't at all, because I did not like the mom's character. I thought she was a good actress. I didn't like the mom's character. I didn't like Trish, so Trish killing the mom, I didn't feel anything for either of them.
Did you want the mom to kill Trish?
They both could have killed each other and I would have been fine with it. I don't know. This season really just lost me. I don't know, man.
Really?
Yeah. Just, there's so much stuff I have. Like, literally, like, my notes were like, I loved Jessica Jones. I loved the Purple Man. I liked Malcolm. I liked Jerry Hogarth. I literally wrote this in here, I hated everyone else. Like, I could not stand any of the other characters.
What about Foggy Nelson's appearance?
I wouldn't even count that.
I know, but it was cool.
He was like, one out of 2 cameos.
I always get excited seeing, the extended, universe.
Yeah,
I always like, some people hate on that guy, and I always liked him in...
Oh, I thought he was a great actor.
The Daredevil stuff and everything else.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, they didn't mention, like, anything about the Defenders.
Well, she did. Yeah, Jessica mentioned the Defenders, yeah.
It must have been a split second, because
yeah, she was talking to her, I believe she was talking to her mother, and she's like, I had a team, and one guy got himself killed.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she already had, we already tried that, and one guy got killed, so.
I don't know. I felt like the events that happened in the city during the Avengers were pretty damn big, and for the only thing for her to say about it was like a throwaway line to her mom 6 episodes in, or more.
As far as, like, what? Like, what did you want her to reference? Like, more of the Defenders stuff? Like,
I'm just saying, it was like...
Oh yeah, we were fighting ninjas for a while.
I'm just saying, it was like a big event, and like, nobody mentioned it. Like, she has like a private eye. She helped like save the city, and like, buildings freaking blew up, and, it's almost like if the Avengers happened, and then no one talked about, like, New York City freaking getting attacked by aliens, and they were just like, oh, another day, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like it kind of made sense, though, that she wouldn't really get into that. One, because it ended super terrible for them, with Daredevil dying, quote unquote, because obviously we know he's coming back and born again.
Who's that?
Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
And we know Luke Cage, and I really want to see Luke Cage and her hook up. We know it's going to happen. I like Oscar and I like Vito. Mm-hmm. Those are my guys. But Luke Cage, I need to see more of them.
The thing is, I honestly really liked those are 2 more characters that I liked. I liked Oscar and I liked Vito. Mm-hmm. And I cared a lot about them. Yeah. That's the thing though, like, once again,
they're
referencing...
dying next season.
Huh?
They're dying next season.
That's the thing. I think I would have been... Like, when Jessica was on the run with her mom, I knew that Jessica wasn't gonna die. Mm. Like, they're not gonna kill off the main character of the show. They obviously have more planned for this universe. So, I knew that the mom was in danger, but I didn't care about the mom. If they somehow...
You're heartless.
I don't know... No, that's the thing. I'm not heartless. If they threw Oscar or Vito into the situation where like Jessica was protecting one of them or both of them, yeah, I would have cared so much more and the stakes would have been higher. But the mom I even wrote that in here, like the mom had to die. She was mentally unstable and she was a killer. And apparently the only person that can bring her down was Jessica or Carl. And Carl dies. I don't think we mentioned that yet, but he's dead. He kills himself and blows himself up.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did recover the body of him and stuff, they said, but is he dead, though?
I would assume so. I don't know. Anyway, there's really no reason in bringing him back at this point.
No, most likely not.
His story was ended. But that's what I'm saying, like, I really cared about... They did such a good job of creating the characters of Vito and Oscar.
Absolutely.
And I really liked both of them. And I felt like if they were the ones in danger, I would have cared more. I would have had more invested in them, in their roles.
I gotta keep some eggs in the basket for next season, my friend.
No, I get that, but I don't know. I found the mom's character kind of boring and she was kind of annoying more than anything. I felt like she did, like I said before, great performance by the actress. The character herself, I just felt was boring and not... And the fact that I felt like there was like a bunch of mini villains, but no one real villain. And like,
I like the fact that it was a personal. It wasn't, we got to save the world. It was a personal. It was about her. It was about her family, the last of her family, and like all that stuff. And it built up to her really changing at the end of the season. She's a different person than the beginning of the season.
All they was
I think that was heavily because of her her mother and stuff. Yeah, I mean, was she the best villain? Maybe not, because she
wasn't even really a villain.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she wasn't really a villain, just like Jerry Hogarth wasn't really a villain, but she was killing people, and
yeah,
Patsy's killing people, and Malcolm punching that dude in the face. He rocked that guy. That was great.
I love Malcolm's character.
He really, I liked him super a lot in the first season, and now he's just, first of all, how ripped can one be?
Dude, right? Holy shit.
Transformed himself. He must be hanging out with Michael B. Jordan, because they're the Rip Squad.
Yeah,
now.
right? Yeah, and Hemsworth. It's probably, probably them, them three.
They're in the outback just doing weird things to themselves.
What, the steakhouse?
Yeah, the steak. Yeah, again, the bloomin' onion.
Steaks and weights.
Yeah, steaks and weights.
Yeah, no. Let me. What else? Okay, so there was like a bit of like a motif with like addiction.
Yeah, with Malcolm,
and also Trish,
and Trish,
and Trish, and so we saw Trish obviously giving into her demons,
and Malcolm,
and Malcolm a bit. But I feel like, Malcolm didn't go back to like doing heroin or whatever the hell he was doing.
No, but he took that, the inhaler.
And he immediately hated it though. It wasn't like...
Well, no, because he knew that's what he felt like when he was doing her. Like,
yeah,
he knew it was a drug.
Yeah, he didn't like the high.
Well, I think he knew that he liked the high. And he's been through that because he was an addict before.
Yeah.
And he's recovered, so I feel like he knew that high all too well.
And that's another reason why I hate Trish, because she knows that Malcolm was a struggling addict, and then she straight up lies to him and tells him it's non-addictive.
But that's what addicts do.
But she told him that it was non-addictive. She straight up lied.
Well, first of all, she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. She just made that completely up out of thin air about all that stuff. She had no idea, like, because that was before she, like, got the results in from, like, what was actually in it. Like,
yeah.
A bunch of stuff that people aren't supposed to be putting in themselves.
Exactly,
to say the least. Yeah. And, yeah, so, yeah, that was crazy. But that is addicts to a T, though. Like, especially, in a relationship, that sort of stuff, man. Like, one addict wants the other person. That's how it is.
Yeah, I get that. Did you, so what did you think about, Trish and Malcolm's relationship? Did you feel like it was forced, or did you feel like it was pretty organic?
I liked it. I think it was pretty well. I feel like it was forced because it was forced. Like, she had an agenda and he did too. Like, they had feelings or whatever. But like, I think the story forced them together in a good way, because of what was happening. They took comfort in each other, and he knew addiction and she was addicted, and he had feelings for her, and I feel like...
Do you think that she used him? Because because Jessica mentioned something to Trish about Malcolm having a crush on her.
Yep.
And I think that she straight up used him.
She preyed on him. Like, she hunted him. Like, she came to him. Every time they hooked up was because she comes knocking on his door.
But you still think that Trish is going to be a good guy next season? You think she's going to be the cat and be a hero next to...
Good?
No, I don't. I think she's going to be the main villain.
Ooh,
I think they're going to turn the tide. I think she's going to be either a tweener, kind of like an anti-hero, or she's going to be the straight up. She's going to be the villain. You know? I
could kind of see it going. Like, I mean, once again, they're not in good standings between each other. But I don't think she's. I think she's going to actually, Jessica's obviously doing her own thing, but I think. Patsy, or if she's gonna call herself whatever, if she's gonna become, if she's gonna be doing what Jessica Jones is doing.
Did you catch the 9 Lives reference?
Yeah, she's like, you lost 2 lives already.
Yeah, it's like, you just lost 2 of your 9 lives, I think the doctor said.
Well, the whole thing,
I was
like the references with her being at the animal shelter and stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff was super cool. I liked what they did with her. Obviously, you're not supposed to necessarily like the character at certain points.
No, that's the thing. Like, it was good writing, and the thing is, like, I didn't like her, but that was the point.
Right,
I wasn't supposed to like her.
You just didn't like the story arc,
yeah.
like her arc as far as that wise.
Yeah, like if I hated Jessica Jones, that would be an issue because you're supposed to like her. And
well, I feel like in the first season you weren't. And that's why I feel like in this season now, and even in Defenders in her past, what if she was
almost a bit of a redemption.
She's not a likable person. That's her thing. Like, she's that, she's that bee in Apartment 23.
Good reference.
Yeah, so she's not the likable person. Now, you actually come away with season 2, because you've seen her relationship with her mother, or her monster mother, and with Malcolm, and with her sister Trish, and all that stuff.
Her momster.
Her momster.
There you go.
Write that one down, yeah. And then throw it away.
Trademark Geeklirious.
I just, oh man, I didn't think I was going to go into this season as liking it as much as I did.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like it was definitely more of like a transitional season.
Yeah.
Like, they needed Jessica to get from point A to point B, and I felt like they're gonna set something up major for season 3, but they needed her and Malcolm and Trish and all these characters to be aligned for it.
Yeah, I think now that her past is we know her past now, she can kind of move forward as a character.
Exactly,
with all the other characters. Like, I want to see what happens to Mal, and, cause he joins that bodyguard. What is that? I don't even know exactly.
Like Hogarth's
their
new
PIs
venture.
Too. Yeah, she's collecting her own team because she's scheming on some big stuff. We don't know yet exactly, but, she's just the best, right? Was she not Jerry Hogarth?
Oh, dude, I love Carrie Ann Moss. Like, me, like, The Matrix is my favorite movie of all time, so anytime I get to see Trinity in action, I'm psyched for it.
Amazing.
She's such a good actress.
She's always been an amazing other thing, but
Disturbia.
Yeah, but the stuff that she did, like, her development, like, she had just as much of a turnaround as, maybe not in a hero sense, but, like, just as much as Jessica Jones. She changed, and she had her own thing, and, like, you got so much sense of her character, and, like, she's just, like, really cool, like, her, like, when she was looking at her yoga instructor.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, like, and you see, like, she was just about to mack it with her, and then, like, oh, man, so good.
Yeah, she's awesome. I don't think we talked about it really at all, but, she was diagnosed with ALS in the show.
Yeah.
And so she had, really quickly, I want to go over this. I don't want to spend too much time because we're running a little late, but,
as we do.
It would be Geeklirious if we didn't go over time, but, so she was diagnosed with ALS, and she goes on this, like, crusade to try to find a cure for it. She gets suckered in by this, this con artist who she literally gets out of jail.
Yeah.
And, she gets screwed
How
over.
much nerve do you have to be? Like, I would have been, I mean, obviously he had to get out of jail, and that was pretty much, he had to just to get out of jail. That was his only way, pretty much. So it's gotta suck, but damn, you're vile, man. Whatever you got, I mean, well, he got his at the end, I guess, but, damn, that was crazy.
But yeah, no, just her whole struggle, and it really made me feel for the character. Mm-hmm. Honestly, other than Jessica Jones and Kilgrave, Hogarth might be, like, my favorite character.
In the Netflix Marvel universe?
Well, specifically in Jessica Jones, but as far as, like, side characters go, she's probably my favorite. Her and Foggy.
Foggy's
I love
Claire.
I forgot about Claire and Claire. Claire's probably my favorite then. Then probably Hogarth and Foggy.
And the Wizard.
Who could forget that classic Wizard character who was there for 2 episodes?
Did you like him?
He was interesting. He was cool.
I mean, it was kind of cool that that's another reference from the comics, like, because that was, him in the comics, but,
the thing I didn't get is that,
they even had his pet mongoose in it, which was hilarious too.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of him in the comic book, but if you're saying that he had a mongoose in the comics, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well that's, he had like DNA of mongoose in him, that's...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why he was so fast?
Pet mongoose too.
But, so, that's one other issue I had. So, the way he dies is, Jessica Jones' mom kills him. But she kills him by throwing, like, scaffolding and, like, construction equipment on top of him. Like, he gets, like, a pipe through his chest,
he
right?
Does, yeah.
So, but the thing is, every other time we see, whatever you want to call her, I guess Alyssa, kill somebody, it's, like, really brutal and up close.
Yeah, like twisting the necks, or like they did with, what was his name, Simpson.
Yeah.
Which I liked him coming back too.
That was really cool, yeah, cool. I don't think we mentioned that. But it almost seemed like it was very convenient that, like, we didn't see who it was, but every other time...
because, like, he was the wizard, man, he was whizzing around, like, she couldn't, like... I think she had to kill him like that or something.
Oh, I think she had ample time to kill him. He was stopped dead in his tracks talking to Jessica.
Yeah.
And she could have just easily jumped behind him and grabbed him.
Well, yeah, but then the course of the whole thing. Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Bit of a, what's it called?
Yeah, people were saying they didn't really, I heard people say they didn't really like him, saying like,
the character
he wasn't
fine.
fast enough and stuff, like, it didn't look good, but he was on, like, medication to, like, suppress his powers. That's why he was, like, because there was no way any of that would have happened if he wasn't, because he's just too fast.
Yeah, what they say he was, they made a reference to, like, how much medication he was taking.
And it was, like, that would have put anyone else in, like, a coma.
Yeah.
And he was still being super fast and doing all that stuff, so just imagine how fast he would have been without all that stuff.
That almost makes me sad that he died, now that we don't get to see him his, like, full potential.
Yeah. But, I mean, they did mention that there's others, like Jessica.
Right.
They didn't say how many or exactly, but we know there are others, so that can be introduced, There's more.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I pretty much...
I think we pretty much summed it all up.
Got everything.
I know we'll forget something when we're done and whatever, but that always happens.
Oh, I know I'm going to kick myself out if I don't mention this, because I just remembered. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of the season actually really revolved around whether or not Jessica is a killer or not.
Yeah.
Because she kills, in the beginning of the first season for Kilgrave. Then she kills Kilgrave himself.
Yeah.
And then during the course of this season, she kills,
accidentally
in self-defense, but still kills, the guard that was, taking care of, or not taking care of,
Dale,
but Daly, was that his name? Dale? Okay.
Yeah,
he was he was the prison
crazy,
guard.
Makes, people commit suicide and tortures prisoners and stuff.
Yeah, he was the one looking after her mom in the highly secure prison.
Yeah.
And so, like, she goes over to his house, I guess, to teach him a lesson or whatever, to get information on him. Mm-hmm. And she accidentally kills him in the struggle. And so that's when Kilgrave pops up.
Well, he's like, first of all, he sprays her in the face so she can't see anything. Mm-hmm. And he's whacking her with a nightstick. And she's on the floor and, she's like trying to swing back and fight, but he's like really whacking her. But then she gets a hold of the nightstick and like
she swings hits him in the head.
It hits him and that's it for him.
Exactly, yeah. No.
But did you like how like that was handled, like how she got rid of it and all that stuff?
No, I really liked it because that was the introduction of Kilgrave. Because when she needed Kilgrave, he was there for her to kind of...
Exactly.
But it was her.
Yeah.
It was her. It was things that she knew. She just needed, I guess, a bit of, coercion, to push her to do it.
She needed him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, exactly, almost like, it sucks because it's Kilgrave and he's the psychopath, but she needed him. Like, that's all. Like, because Malcolm was gone at the time. Mm-hmm. He was in a trunk.
Yeah.
And, Trish was being her fiend self, doing all sorts of fiend things. And, yeah, so I think, like, that was, it's sad because, like, I feel like that's also, like, a huge turnaround. Like, she had, like, nobody and then Kilgrave.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Really, really good, season, all in all. I really had a lot of fun with this one.
I did not like it as much, but there were really good things about it that I will definitely like to look back on.
Yeah.
And especially the Kilgrave, scenes. They were fantastic, and the character development was great. So I am really looking forward to what they do in season 3. Like I said before, I just feel like this was a very transitional season, and I felt like
it was definitely, it was a season for really for the characters.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of like when you play D&D and you set up your characters in the beginning, and that takes a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah, because that build, there's a payoff eventually. I feel like there was enough in the season regardless, but, we know a little bit of what's coming. We'll see, hopefully, in Luke Cage. I really need to see Luke Cage and her hookup eventually. Yeah. So that's one thing maybe where I would like to see that, but
more than just like the one time they did in season 1, right?
That was great. But yeah, more than that, because they're that's them. It's Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, man.
They're a great couple.
So out of 5, what do you give it?
Ooh, out of 5.
You could do points if you want, like 0.2 or something.
I would do a solid 4. Maybe 3.9.
Okay. Call it 4.
4, yeah.
I would say more along the lines of,
because I think I gave Jessica Jones a 4.
I'll give it a very fair 3.
Really? Okay.
With season 1 being a solid 4.5.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see some people's problems with it, but I don't know. I just thought there was stuff in it.
I thought it was kind of boring, and there were a lot of plot.
Definitely, yeah. There was a few episodes towards the middle.
See, that's how I missed so much stuff. I was so bored. I was like checking my phone during the episode.
Yeah, you go on Reddit after a few minutes of her crying about her mom or whatever. But all in all, like, yeah, solid. I think they're stepping it up with the Jessica Jones. It's so weird that Jessica Jones is one of our favorites.
Jessica Jones was easily my favorite of all 4 of the individual series.
Because she's such a tortured character.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel like that's... not that the others aren't, but, yeah. I don't know. Really good. Really good. Absolutely. And I really feel like Kristen Ritter has really taken a hold of the character.
Yeah, really well. I heard another review state, like, she is Jessica Jones, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, so, she really doesn't body
all in all,
character.
more Luke Cage we need, more Kilgrave we need.
Yeah, right? I would definitely like to see Kilgrave back in some capacity, even if it's not, like you said, resurrection, but even if it just continues whenever Jessica's, like, in her dark moments.
Next season, when Oscar and Vito get killed, we'll see him again.
He has to walk her through hiding their bodies
with his fancy shoes. I want those shoes. Did you see those things?
The thing is, we wouldn't look good.
No.
Because like David Tennant is like freaking. He's a gorgeous, gorgeous man, and no offense, we're kind of frumpy looking.
Yeah, I mean, we all can't be purple men.
All right, guys. As always,
maybe like a magenta man.
Magenta man. As always, thank you guys so much for listening. Yeah. If you're on iTunes, please leave us a rating. Let us know what you thought of Jessica Jones Season 2.
Yeah, and iTunes has a subscribe button you can click.
Yeah. Subscribe to us.
Happiness. And it brings us happiness, too.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or our homepage at Podiant. And yeah, you can contact us on all of our social media.
Use the hashtag Geeklirious, too. I'm trying to get that going.
Absolutely. So. Hashtag Geeklirious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right, well, roll the credits.
I think it's time to Roll the credits.
Roll the credits.
Roll the outro!
Wow. Hey, Brad, what's that?
What's what?
That thing, right?
Oh, you mean the script that's telling me to remind our listeners to get clear? iTunes or your choice?
Yeah.
Hey, this is possible for the listeners to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter using our handle @Geeklirious.
Yeah, that's the best thing I ever wrote.
Oh, crap. I deleted it. Check, check. 1, 2, check, check.
Alright. Check. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1.
No, 3.
How do we sound? Check my levels.
I think we sound pretty good.
My levels are good. How are my levels?
They seem levelly.
Alright.